What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going along and looking at week 3 of the NFL 2015 season. I'm releasing this a day earlier because I'm very, very frustrated about the way the weekend happened, and I'm probably going to typically do it like this and just save the Monday Night Football game for the beginning of the following week, or maybe just do a separate video just for the Monday night game to go over what happened with it, which in this case would be Kansas City at Green Bay later on today. But this weekend was really, really bad for me. A lot of people that do fantasy, it's also been a very, very rough week for them. Namely, guys like Andrew Luck are the worst quarterbacks in the league, but we'll get to that as soon as we can. We're going to go ahead and start off with Washington at the New York Giants. A lot of people, including Stephen A. Smith, thought that Washington, for some reason, would beat the Giants. Now, I'm going to be the one to tell you this. The Giants typically are not... They're not the kind of team that you want to bet against when it's within their division, because anything usually goes. Just like when the Carolina Panthers play the Saints, things like that. When they're playing within a division, you don't know what's going to happen. Not only that, the Giants are not a bad team, and they gave up 2 10-point leads at the end of each game in the fourth quarter for the first 2 games. So I don't know why everybody thinks they're so bad. That doesn't make any sense. And I also understand that it's very tough to be a Giants fan. I understand that. And the frustration may cause people to, downplay what they are. But keep in mind, right now they're doing this stuff without Victor Cruz. When Victor Cruz gets back, they have Ruben Randall. They got, they got OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. They have a solid team. I'm pretty curious about their running back situation, but I think that they can be a team that can make a lot of noise. And I don't know why people don't understand. When the Giants won the Super Bowls, they weren't great teams during the regular season. They just won games to get themselves in there. Once they're in there, you got a problem. That's pretty much the way it goes with the Giants. So people have to understand that. It's not a situation where you could just go ahead and bet against the Giants, especially when you're playing the Washington Redskins and Kirk Cousins is the quarterback. What I don't understand, and what I'm still trying to figure out, is why would anybody bet the Redskins? Okay, they had a good game. They beat the Rams. Wow, things like that happen. These things are aberrations. They're going to happen. People are not always going to win when they're the person, when they're the favorite. It happens. But people get too excited. And I'm going to go ahead and dwell more into this thing with Kirk Cousins. I understand that RG3 hasn't been the best quarterback. I understand that. I understand that his face is ugly. I understand that he wears a weave and he's a grown man, and that's just a no-no. I understand all that stuff. But you cannot tell me that Kirk Cousins gives the Washington Redskins a better chance to win. You cannot logically tell a man that knows football that Kirk Cousins is the quarterback for that team. I would rather Colt McCoy in the bikini strap playing out there without equipment than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is he's a disgrace to himself, his family, the organization, the roaches in anybody's houses that's in your area, and the pet squirrel that somehow got ran over by a car because he wasn't paying attention and trying to get an acorn. He's an embarrassment to all that. He is a horrible quarterback. He's a game manager, but I can't even say that because he manages the game so poorly. He is a very, very bad quarterback. That's what Kirk Cousins is, and the Washington Redskins will not win anything with him there. And that's my opinion, but he's shown it over and over again, that he's a horrible quarterback. Now, the New York Giants didn't make this as simple as it was supposed to be. At the end of the game, the Washington Redskins ran back a kickoff for 6. Things like that were going on because the G-men are going to make it so you can try to get back in. The G-men don't just close the game out and, try to do the right thing. They always allow something to happen. They always do. But it's the Giants. But I knew the Giants would win this game. As much as everybody was saying, Washington Redskins are better. I saw all these aficionados talking about how they're the better team because they beat the Rams. Good teams are going to lose to bum teams. It's going to happen. Any given Sunday, it's going to happen. Even though this was a Thursday night game. Any given Sunday, we know that saying. It's going to happen. They put a lot into that Rams game. And the Rams are a great team right now. Their defense is very, very good. They got caught off guard. It happens. But by no means can you put Washington as a favorite in the NFC East. That's just being stupid. And all the guys that bet and said, whatever like that, and were in Vegas betting the Washington Redskins, God bless you. But you guys have to remember what you're dealing with. The Giants, even when they're rolled over and belly up, will surprise you. Cincinnati at Baltimore. This game was so electrifying. Let me first say this. Steve Smith Sr., he's a warrior, a champion, and should be a Hall of Famer. I'm just going to say that before I continue to go on. But the play of the game was that A.J. Green play. That A.J. Green play was so ridiculous. It was a video game. It was a video game play that more than likely people that play video games like myself, I play Madden, that you would get annoyed with that it happened. And A.J. Green somehow pulled it off. It was one of the most spectacular plays I've seen in clutch time in a long time. Cincinnati battled back. Baltimore's 0-3. I don't know, Cincinnati's 3-0, but like I said, Cincinnati has been starting off well for the last, several seasons. It's just that they can't win in the playoffs. That's the problem. I think Marvin Lewis is the problem, but I like that this team is more resilient because even when Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, fumbled and they went up, Mosley returned it for 6, the Bengals never looked like they were going to quit. And for all those Bengal fans, I know that made you feel good because they've always had a good defense, but it was something about that team. Everybody stepped up. Sanu, these guys, guys catching the ball. I forget the receiver's name that caught that snipe on the right side. But AJ Green's play, and then he runs an out route at the end of the game to seal it on Jimmy Smith. It was. I don't know why you wouldn't double team him. I don't understand why teams are so prideful that you don't want to double team guys that you know are going to hurt you, especially in the critical moments of a game. You got to be smarter. There's no other option. You have to be smarter. You cannot defend AJ Green one-on-one when it matters most. It can't happen. That's why the Baltimore Ravens are 0-3. But Steve Smith Sr., man, he just has so much fight in him. I know he's undersized, but he's a guy that, the NFL is about height and certain things like that in a lot of positions. He's a guy that, man, I'm telling you, he just outdoes a lot of receivers in this league, even at his age right now. He is such a monster, and he deserves a lot of credit, man. And if anybody doesn't agree that this guy should be a Hall of Famer, I don't know what you've been watching. From being with the Carolina Panthers till now, for him to still be doing the same thing. He's one of those guys, it don't matter where he goes, what system. He just makes plays, man. So I got to give kudos to him, man. The Baltimore Ravens fans, I know it sucks to be 0-3, man, but you lost Terrell Suggs. You can't make up for Terrell Suggs, man. You can't. The guy is a one-of-a-kind talent on the edge. It's gonna be a tough year for Baltimore, man. But I don't even see them making the playoffs at this point. New Orleans at Carolina. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys this. I was very, very frustrated that Cam Newton played so well. I'm very, very happy for Greg Olsen that he stepped up and made a lot of plays, including the one where they called back his touchdown, that he went right back and scored again. Who was that? McNown that played for the New Orleans Saints. He threw for over 300 yards. He wasn't too bad. These kind of division games, though, you don't know which way it's going to go. But let me tell you something, man. If Cam Newton could find a way to play like this, they could make some noise. I understand that, Kuechly was out, I believe. A lot of other things were going on. But the Carolina Panthers, they're a very unique team in the fact that their defense, regardless, you saw Norman's pick at the end of that game, Josh Norman. They can make plays. They can do things. All they've been lacking is Cam Newton to be consistent. He scared me watching him play. He scared me because he looked like the rookie Cam Newton. The guy that's going to throw the ball when he has to throw the ball. The guy that's going to run when he has to run. I don't know what to expect if he plays like that. I can't even talk trash about him because I don't know what to expect now. Usually I talk a lot of stuff about him. I disrespect the way he stands in the pocket. I think he's too stiff. It's just a lot of things that he does that annoys me. But he played like a champion on Sunday. And I liked his camouflage suit jacket. And I think I'm going to pick me up one of those. But this game right here was surprising. He stepped up. Olsen stepped up. They're missing Kelvin Benjamin. That's a big loss. And they're somehow finding ways to win games. I would worry about Carolina, man, because they're a team that they probably should have won that Super Bowl against the Patriots. The Patriots went for it on 4th and inches and they got it. I don't believe they did. The pile didn't move at all. It is what it is. The Patriots have gotten away with a lot of stuff. I know the Raiders fans are probably like, yeah, I know. The Tuck rule. But, Carolina has always been consistent with defense. It's just their offense that's been lacking. And if the Panthers play like this, I don't know what to expect, man. All I can tell you is that just look out. Just look out. New Orleans. Drew Brees has a noodle arm, but he's a much... I don't even know if I could say he's a much better quarterback than McNown. I saw McNown make a lot of good throws this game. And, I don't really know if they're losing that much. And I know guys will say, yo, that's Drew Brees. I understand that. But Drew Brees is pretty much washed up. And I'm not saying washed up in the same way like I was saying Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning came back and just did some crazy Houdini things. I'm just saying that he's a much more, he's just declined in everything a lot more. And I don't know what it is about Drew Brees, but I don't think that he has it anymore. I don't know if he's missing his target in Jimmy Graham, that he used to just throw the ball up in the air, because everybody needs somebody like that can just go get it. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if they're losing that much with McNown starting, especially with the way he played. I know it was a losing effort, but Josh Norman made a great play at the end of that game. And that's all I can say about that, man. It was a great play at the end of the game, and things like that are going to happen. But I like New Orleans moving away from Drew Brees. That's just my opinion. You guys can go ahead and read me, say whatever, I understand. But at certain points, when your play has shown that your decline is starting to affect the team in a very drastic way, the team should move forward for the fan base, because these guys are paying so much money to come and see games, and you guys are putting guys out there that don't really have it anymore. They just don't have it anymore. That's all I'm saying. But it's my opinion once again. This is my Around the NFL. This is what I think about it. So it's my opinion. Guys, you can feel free to leave yours. But that's what I feel. I think that Drew Brees is washed up. He needs to go sit down and be with his family and just chill out and go on road trips. Oakland at Cleveland. Let me just say this about Mike Pettin. I understand why you wouldn't start Johnny Manziel because of precedent. And, this guy, the other McNown, he won the starting job or whatever the case is. But Johnny Manziel was flying high off a win. And I'm a guy that goes by momentum. If my guy is playing well and he's coming off a big win, I'm going to play my guy again. I'm not going to bench my guy, because benching my guy makes no sense. I'm going to stay with the guy that's hot, and I'm going to keep it going. And then if he cools off, okay, we make a change. This is Doug Flutie all over again. Why would you not put him in? Why would you not put this guy in that you're trying to build confidence in, that you're saying is supposed to be a guy that you drafted? I know a lot of guys didn't like him being drafted there, and I don't think he should have went to Cleveland. But the guy had a great game. A hell of a game the week before. Riding high, ready to go. And you bench him. Now, McNown didn't play bad towards the end, but he played horrible in the beginning. And I'm a guy that believes that it's not about how you begin, it's how you finish, but you still finish with the L, McNown. So you should be gone. You should not, he's going to continue to start you because he can't do nothing about it. But what I'm saying is, if the Browns don't make any noise this season, Pettin should be fired. He should be fired for that decision. Unless ownership told him to not start Johnny Manziel, he should be fired for that decision. That is my opinion. And with this one, I don't care about what anybody thinks, because people have to understand something. When you take guys out that are making plays and it's a hot streak, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose that next game. It's not a lot of people that can come in there and make these plays like these mobile quarterbacks, Johnny Manziel, Russell Wilson, and things like that. When they're on fire, you have to let them play. I'm sorry, you got to let these guys play. Mike Pettin as a head coach has to make this guy play. It is no way that you bench this man. And I know a lot of guys don't like Johnny Manziel. The guy is a privileged guy, whatever. He can play football. He stood up like a man, went to rehab, did everything he had to do to try to clean himself up, has a great game. You're thinking, okay, all the fans, let's see some Johnny football. Let's see some Johnny Manziel. And this would have been a great time to see what Johnny Manziel had playing against Oakland. But no. And that pick that McNown threw at the end, to agent Charles Woodson. Bro, what are you looking at? It's clearly cover 2. If you're going to lead the ball like that, lead it to the outside. This guy is a guy that I don't know why he got the start. I don't know. But Mike Pettin, I think he should be fired if the Cleveland Browns don't live up to their potential this year, because they still have a great defense. I can't say they don't have a great defense. I think they have a great defense. I think they have guys on the defensive side of the ball that can keep them in games. I think that with Johnny Manziel, they have a chance to at least win 8 or 9 games, and it could have that could have been a win yesterday against Oakland. But kudos to the Raiders being 2-1. Listen, you can never predict what the NFL is going to be, and that's why it's such a fascinating sport. But Oakland didn't look bad, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. Khalil Mack is a stud. A definite stud. And I don't want to say that the Texans should have took him, but the Texans should have took him. Clowney is a clown. At this point, Clowney is a clown for Houston, but we'll get to Houston soon. But congratulations to the Oakland Raiders fans. David Carr looked good. That rookie, I forgot what his name is. The rookie over there, I can't remember his name. He had a really good game. Very fast guy, and that kind of sparked it for them. That kind of sparked what was going on for that game, moving the ball up the field. He made some really good plays, and the Raiders look like a team that can, they could possibly make some noise. You know what I'm saying? Like they look like they can possibly make some noise, and with the way that the Raiders have gone for so long, I'm not mad at them. I'm really just not mad. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I like what they're doing. I like that they're beating teams, bro. People are like, what the F? You're losing to the Raiders? What the F's going on? I like that this is happening. And I know that Al Davis is smiling in his grave because it's hilarious. It's hilarious because everybody thinks that just because you've sucked for a long period of time, that you're always just going to be a bum. But that's not the case. And the Oakland Raiders are showing like, listen, bro, what's good? We could get wins, but it wasn't surprising because I knew that Oakland would win this game just because of Mike Pettine's decision to not start Johnny Manziel. I simplify it. And when I simplify things, I'm usually right. When I overthink it, and what about this? He might not be wearing the same underwear today. Oh my God, he didn't wear the same socks. When I start doing stuff like that and starting to use myths and, and whatever, and using luck and things like that, and pig feet and all kind of feet, and when things like that, when I start overthinking things, that's when I'm wrong. I looked at it. Oh, Mike Patton, who you starting? Oh, you're not starting Johnny Manziel? All right, peace out, bro. All right, they're going to lose. That was as simple as that for me. And I know a lot of you guys that are watching this right now is like, yep, it was just like that for me too. It is what it is. It's going to happen, and guys are going to get dealt with accordingly. And that is all. It is nothing, it's not, okay, that was Amari Cooper, the rookie over there for the Oakland Raiders. But it's a situation where I just don't understand why coaches make these decisions. And I don't know why they're not fired while they're on the sideline. An owner needs to come down out of the box when a decision is made that is stupid and just fire them right on the field in front of the fans, because I think that that'll increase the fan base, because it'll show that you're doing what's needed to win. Because these coaches make a lot of horrible decisions. And once again, I really think the Browns would have won that game if Johnny Manziel started. You guys can tell me otherwise in the comments. I'll be looking out for it. Let me know on Twitter at GmiasWorld what you think about that. That's going to be our question of the day. Let me know on Twitter at GmiasWorld who would have won that game if Johnny Manziel started. Atlanta at Dallas. Atlanta 39, Dallas 28. Whedon is a bum. We all knew that. But what I don't understand is, why is he throwing the ball so much? With that offensive line that had Randall in the end zone, all these guys, McFadden, some other guy, Dunbar, I don't even know, all kind of people was in the end zone with that offensive line. Why not just keep running the ball, a little bit of play action, keep it safe? Why are you making him drop back and throw the ball like he's a veteran that knows what he's doing? Whedon should not even be in the NFL. To be honest with you, he's a horrible quarterback. He's not as horrible as Kirk Cousins, but he's a very horrible quarterback. Atlanta, though, and Julio Jones. Julio Jones is a certified monster. Julio Jones, to me right now, is the best wide receiver in the NFL. And I know people are going to say, yeah, but the other guy from Pittsburgh, whatever. No. I do not care. Julio Jones is the most uncoverable. You cannot do anything to him. You can't. It is nothing that you're going to do to this guy to cover him. You are not covering Julio Jones, which is why I don't understand why everybody keeps on playing him one-on-one. Why are you doing this? This man is destroying defenses across the nation, and people are still defending him one-on-one. Why? Why are you guys doing? Who are the defensive coordinators that are calling the plays like, yeah, you know what? We're going to say, one-on-one, Julio Jones. Like, who does that? Sometimes you need a little bit of help. Get somebody over the top. Mix the coverages. Do things differently. I don't understand. I don't know. Why is that happening? Makes no sense to me at all. At all. Now, let's have a moment of silence for the Dallas Cowboys as their season will go into shambles with Brandon Weeden as the starting QB. And we're off. Tampa Bay at Houston. Houston 19, Tampa Bay 9. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicker, I think his name was Grant, missed 2 field goals, or maybe 3, maybe more, because I was flipping through the channels to get all the games, whatever, and try to see everything at the same time. Sometimes I had it in triple, quadruple screen. Listen to me. If you're an NFL kicker and you can't make a 30-yard field goal, you should not be able to play at any time on any team in any league. It's a 30-yard field. You can't make extra point field goals, and you're a professional kicker. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers could have easily won this game. The Houston Texans have no offense. They had one good run. They have no offense. Arian Foster, when he's there, they all of a sudden have an offense. They have no offense right now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had ample opportunity. I'm not blaming Lovie Smith for this. And I hate Lovie Smith as a head coach. Not as a man. I can't hate anyone. I may dislike what they do. Don't have time to hate. But at the same time, you made a decision to bring this kicker in. The head coach is responsible for everything. So he has to be a little bit responsible. But the kicker can't make a kick? He's missing kicks that my dead grandmother can make. Well, I don't understand how this guy is able to. I wouldn't even pay him. If I'm the owner of that team, I'm not cutting this check. I'm gonna make him take me to small claims court, and that's the only way I'm gonna pay him. And I'm gonna pay lawyers quadruple the amount so that I just don't have to pay him. He was a disgusting. Look, I'm so annoyed with that kicker. And like I said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jameis Rapist Winston, he was decent. He was decent. He made some bad throws, things like that, but that's going to happen. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers could have easily won this game. Houston won it. I'm fine with that. Tampa Bay could have easily won this game. Houston, again, J.J. Watt and all this stuff, all this hype about him, I'm not really fascinated by his game plays. Like, what he's doing, I understand he works hard, he's doing all the... maybe if Clowney was there not being a clown, I don't know. Or maybe Clowney, I didn't even really notice Clowney if he even played. I don't even know what's going on with their defense. But J.J. Watt, to me, at this time right now, I don't think he's the best defensive player in the game. And I know people are going to be mad at me for saying that. I don't think he is. And that's my opinion. San Diego at Minnesota. I cannot believe how Adrian Peterson looked. Adrian Peterson is coming off a year-long suspension or whatever. He wasn't really suspended, but he abused his child, and he didn't come back for last year. He showed up, man. He showed up. And San Diego has been a real letdown after that loss last week. They keep on going with the punches. I know, this guy, Phillip Rivers, has a lot of kids, a lot of stress. He has 19 kids, going on his 20th, whatever's going on, but San Diego looked horrible. They looked horrible, man. I don't know what to say. Keenan Allen made some plays in garbage time, but who cares about that? The Minnesota Vikings, maybe they shouldn't have lost to the 49ers and got everybody hyped for week 1. But they looked good. They made plays, they ran the ball, and it's very difficult to bring Adrian Peterson down. He stiffed on the guy so hard in his face, I think he had a broken jaw. That guy, he's still that runner, and I knew he would come back like that. Guys like that don't decline like that. They don't decline where it's like, they're a shell of themselves. Adrian Peterson is a monster. He was made that way. That's what he is. And he showed it. Very disappointed in San Diego. Not much to really say about this game because it wasn't, other than Adrian Peterson, I think he had 2 touchdowns in this game. It wasn't really that exciting of a game. I know the score is 31-14. It looked like it was. It was okay. It was okay. I think they had a run back for 6 on defense. They had some things going on in here. I think it was Chad Greenway that was pretty decent, but it wasn't really that exciting to me watching it. Other than the runs and that stiff arm that I'm glad I saw in real time. I was just disappointed with the way San Diego played, and I think that now they're pretty much out of the playoff run. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you lose like this, you know, to 2 teams that you probably shouldn't have lost to, I have a problem with that. Jacksonville at New England. New England 51, Jacksonville 17. Are you guys ready to shut up about Spygate and Deflategate yet? Because if you're not, Bill Belichick can do this all year. You guys remember what happened after Spygate? Do you remember the season that they went on? Why don't you guys just shut up? Why don't you guys leave Tom Brady and the boys alone? Yeah, he may have cheated. Yeah, he did all this stuff, whatever like that. There was no proof. He was found innocent. Leave him alone. It doesn't matter anymore, because the more the media talks, the more they could have. Listen, they were running the score. They could have really pulled the hounds off. They could have stopped this a long time ago. They kept it going. Because they're going to show everybody, shut your mouths. Stop talking so much. Shut up. I can do this all. Bill Belichick is a savage. He's a savage beast, bro. He doesn't care. He had Blunt in there like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Still running it in for touchdowns. It wasn't even necessary to do it. You're beating on the Jaguars. Like, it was crazy. They were beating the Jaguars so bad, the Miami Dolphins fan heard it. Like, it was crazy. It was bad. It was a bad time in Florida. It was an embarrassment. Again, Tom Brady, I think he joined the 400 touchdown club. Congratulations to him. You can't take away what this man has accomplished. I understand that there's a lot of things that you have to wonder about with the cheating, all the stuff that was going on. But wow, that's all. Look at the score, 51-17. This game was just, it was like the Pee Wee League was playing against the New England Patriots. It was horrible. The Jacksonville Jaguars should not be an NFL team. Let me just be the first to say it, or if somebody's already said it, maybe be the second or third person to say it. They should not be an NFL team. They're horrible. Simple as that. They're horrible. Nothing else to say. Congratulations to Tom Brady, 400 touchdowns. Congratulations to everybody else that was beating the blood out of them and wouldn't stop. Congratulations. That's the way you're supposed to do it, Belichick. And if they want to keep talking about Deflategate, gate, and all kind of gates, keep doing it to them. Philadelphia at New York Jets. Philadelphia 24, New York Jets 17. The New York Jets will always disappoint. They will always disappoint no matter how good their team is. They will always be the Jets. That is it about the Jets. Philadelphia, they woke up, they came out. The game seems like it was close towards the end, but it really wasn't. Darren Sproles, 2 touchdowns, 1 punt return for a touchdown. Excellent. I don't know why they don't just start him at running back in the backfield. They would be a much better team. I don't know why they don't get rid of Sam Bradford and get a faster quarterback. They would be a much better team. But hey, Chip Kelly's a genius. That's all I have to say about this. Well, no, that's not all I have to say about it. The Jets, are you serious? You come into this game, such a strong defensive team, 2-0, and you go out there and do this. It must be so hard to be a Jet fan. Pittsburgh at St. Louis. This game was the most boring game I can ever watch at any time, but at the end of the day, Big Ben Roethlisberger was injured. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. They got the dog killer Michael Vick at quarterback. I highly doubt that they're going to be able to change the whole game plan and give Vick the tools that he needs, because he needs like a read option offense. If they do that, I will give the Steelers so much credit if they're able to revamp their offense to fit Michael Vick, because that's what these coaches need to do. They need to revamp their offense for their personnel, and they'll do so much better. But I highly doubt that the Steelers are going to turn into a read option team in 1 week. So, with that being said, the Pittsburgh Steelers may not make the playoffs, and they may lose the next 4 out of their whatever amount of games that they may win 1 game with Mike Vick there. Maybe 1. Mike Vick's washed up. He still fumbles. He still does the same things that he's done, and he's not the same guy. Ever since he went to jail and came back, he had that 1 game, I think, against Washington, where they went crazy. He had like 6 touchdowns and some craziness. He's never going to do that again. He's done. He's not the same guy, and I'm very fascinated that they picked him up as a backup, probably just to give him a chance. Never thinking that Big Ben Roethlisberger would get injured because he's so durable, but here it is. Mike Vick will be your starting quarterback. I highly doubt that they will win anything. Maybe 1 game. The Pittsburgh Steelers will not make the playoffs. St. Louis, I thought Britt had that catch, but then again, they've been very consistent with the rule since last year with Des Bryant. If the ball is bobbled at any point, not a catch. Congratulations, St. Louis Rams. You've managed to lose and do it in very high, fashionable, suspenseful ways. Back-to-back, I guess. Did they play the Redskins last week? Yeah, I think you guys are losing. Yeah, the Rams, pretty much right now, what is that? The Arizona Cardinals look like the team to beat in that division right now in the NFC West. Indianapolis at Tennessee. Andrew Luck is the biggest bum that ever walked the earth at any time. He is a fantasy football nightmare. He is a guy that is going to make people rip their hair out. He's the guy that will make you rip your toupee off even though you're bald already and show everybody that you have a bald head. That's how frustrating it is. It's so frustrating to watch Andrew Luck play this year. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's scared. I don't know what it is. He's a horrible quarterback this year. I know they won the game, but I believe that Marcus Mariota outplayed him and Tennessee should have won this game if they would have just ran a toss with 1 yard to go for a 2-point conversion instead of trying to run it up the middle, get bounced back, then the guy's running backwards like that's the way to the end zone. It was so stupid the way this game ended. But all in all, the Colts don't look anything like they're supposed to look like, and I'm very scared that Andrew Luck is a quarterback right now the way he's playing. And I don't know who they would bench him for, and I don't think that they would have the guts to bench him, but he's playing at that level where it's time for him to be benched. And if he plays like that in the beginning of the next game, you guys might have to make a decision to sit him down. I think he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. Well, not the worst. We're going to get to the worst quarterback soon. But he's up there in the top 5 worst quarterbacks in the league right now. Oh, speaking of that, San Francisco at Arizona. Arizona 47, San Francisco 7. Kaepernick threw 4 touchdowns. I think 2 of them were returned for. 4 interceptions. 2 of them were returned for touchdowns. Kaepernick is by far right now the worst quarterback in the NFL. Go ahead and take a second to listen to that. This is a guy that, who was that? Jim Harbaugh put in, and they went to the Super Bowl and they lost. Whatever we thought. At one point, I thought he was the guy. He is the worst quarterback. He had the nerve to say that he could be himself now. Is this you being yourself? You see, that's why you don't talk trash and try to make people that helped you look bad when they're gone, because this is what happens. This is what happens, Kaepernick. I could be myself now. So this is what you are, a loser. This is exactly what you are. You're a bum. And I hope somebody forwards this to him so he can hear me tell him, Kaepernick, you are a horrible quarterback. You are disgusting. You are an embarrassment to San Francisco, and you are more than 97% to blame for the loss that the 49ers took. You are the problem right now. So instead of going up on the podium and saying, I could be myself and all the stuff like that, you should have been respectable and appreciate what was done for you in the past to make you not be yourself. Because if this is yourself, you are a... calm down. Goose Faba. Kaepernick is a loser. In the past, I've said that Carson Palmer is the worst quarterback in the league, and when I did recaps years ago, I thought he was a horrible quarterback. Carson Palmer looks good now, and I have to give him his credit. I thought he was a bum. I thought he was only doing well because he had decent receivers when he was with Cincinnati. Carson Palmer, he can play football. He's a great quarterback. I apologize to anybody that I've offended. I apologize to Carson Palmer for offending him. He's definitely a good quarterback, and he should get the respect that's given to a high priority quarterback, because that's how he's playing right now. They're playing lights out. The Cardinals are the highest scoring offense in the NFL, and they just looked like Goliath against a bum 49ers team with Colin Kaepernick as their quarterback. Colin Kaepernick right now is the worst quarterback in the NFL. Buffalo at Miami. Buffalo's defense, like I said, people knock Buffalo for losing to the Patriots. You're gonna listen. Bill Belichick is gonna prepare for anybody at any time. He doesn't care. If he went to hell right now, he'll have a scheme for the devil. Bill Belichick is ready to go. So the Buffalo Bills losing to the Patriots, I didn't put too much into it. I knew that they would destroy the Miami Dolphins, and that's exactly what they did. This was an annihilation, and I've had questions about the Dolphins, including Joe Philbin as their head coach. Tannehill, I've had questions about them for a while. Buffalo showed that they are not a contender in the division, and pretty much it's going to probably be between Buffalo and the Patriots, and I believe Buffalo will get a wild card and make the playoffs. In my opinion, Miami, there's nothing to talk about with you guys. You guys suck. Ryan Tannehill sucks. The coach sucks. The coaching staff sucks. That is all. Buffalo, Darby, the rookie quarterback, maybe he has life, man. The guy's consistently been playing well. I like what I'm seeing from him. I didn't think he was going to be this good. He is. And look, I'll be the first to give you credit. When I doubt you and you go out there and do it, listen, I just go by the eye test, and he looked horrible in preseason. He was getting mossed. Guys doing whatever they want to do to him. Whatever they're doing to that boy in practice, man, he's ready to go. Congratulations to Darby and the Buffalo Bills, all the Buffalo Bill fans out there. Congratulations, man. You guys look really, really good. The Patriots, it's going to happen. Tom Brady's their quarterback. They're gonna dot you up. They're gonna do things like that. They're gonna, put the ball where it's supposed to be. Tom Brady's he's a Hall of Famer. But Miami, to be a Miami fan right now, anybody in Florida, to be any kind of fan in Florida is, as far as football goes, is not desired to any human being that doesn't want to die of a heart attack. Miami Dolphins are a horrible team, and they have a very horrible quarterback, a very horrible head coach. Chicago at Seattle. Okay, the Legion of Boom is back. Chancellor's back. Who couldn't predict this? You know what I'm saying, bro? You could predict this with your eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? This right here was going to happen no matter what happened. Jay Cutler playing. If Jay Cutler played, it would have probably been worse. Jay Cutler would have probably threw 7 pick sixes. So I want to congratulate Seattle. I want to congratulate Chancellor for coming back and adding that boom to the defense. The way they played was really ridiculous. That return guy Lockett is extremely fast for Seattle. I still don't think they're utilizing the team as well as they should be. Yeah, Jimmy Graham did have a touchdown. Yeah, they did throw it to him more times, but I don't think that offensive coordinator should be there much longer. I think that he shouldn't even be entitled to a head coaching position. I don't think he knows what he's doing because the way that he's using his personnel is not in the right form. Marshawn Lynch is injured, hamstring injury, I believe. I don't know what that's going to, bring about, but I think that the defense of Seattle is what everybody feeds off as far as special teams, offense, and everything like that. So I think the Seattle Seahawks will be fine now, and they'll get back up and running, in my opinion. So we're gonna just have to wait to see what happens. But I could predict this with my eyes closed. I definitely knew this was gonna happen. It was the Chicago Bears, man. It has to be so tough to be a Bears fan right now. Especially, who's that? John Fox is their coach. Like, what is he doing there? Like, what are you doing? You're done. I don't even know what he's doing there. But Seattle, you need a chancellor, man. You need a chancellor, and that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Everybody's not replaceable, like everybody was saying all this stuff with the new guy. No, you don't replace Cam Chancellor in a week. It just doesn't happen, and that's the moral of the story. And I'm very happy that he came back. I just hope that he plays through the season solid and he's able to get his money that he deserves because, they should with the risk and the stuff that they put their bodies through. They should get paid. What's deserved, and he is the best strong safety, I believe, in the National Football League. Finally, a Sunday night game, Denver at Detroit. Matthew Stafford is a bum. He's not the worst quarterback, probably like number 6 on my list of top 10, but he's a bum. Peyton Manning, I thought for some reason was washed up. He made 2 great throws. One to Demaryius Thomas that went for 6 on a 4th and 1, and one to his tight end at the end of the game to seal it. I have to tell you this, though. Detroit could have won this game. And I know everybody's saying, like, what do you think? Wait, bro, I watched the entire game. Detroit could have won this game. And the primary reason that they could have won the game is because they have Megatron. And when Matthew Stafford was going to Megatron continuously over and over again, they got the ball. Bro, to lead one-on-one with Megatron, like, that's like a godsend. I don't understand what Matthew Stafford doesn't understand about that. He threw the ball very ridiculously. One of them was such a horrible pass, and Megatron was able to snag it out of the air. But, I just don't understand what goes on through Matthew Stafford's head. I think he's a horrible quarterback. I really do. I don't think he's accurate. I think that he has very, very good arm strength. I think that Jim Caldwell will be fired after this season. And congratulations to Denver being 3-0, man. Even with everybody saying, including me, that Peyton Manning was washed up. Congratulations. You made big plays when it was needed. Gary Kubiak put him in the pistol, which is getting him back out of center, which is very smart. Which is a guy that is now adhering to what his personnel is, which other head coaches in the NFL should look at and understand that you should put plays in that correspond to the person that you have there at quarterback and running back and all the kind of backs, because that's what's going to make your team better. So kudos to Gary Kubiak, who I thought is a douche. Either way, man, this was a very boring game for the first half, but in the second half, we had the touchdowns to seal it. And, it is what it is. The Detroit Lions are 0-3. They're horrible. Jim Caldwell is gone. I believe if they go 0-6, I think they'll fire him in the season. During the season. But they've lost close games that were very attainable. But I don't think Matthew Stafford is the guy. As much as people want to think he is, I don't think he's the guy. Calvin Johnson looks like he's losing a step. Also, he still made some great catches, but it looks like he's losing a step. But I don't think the Lions have anything to offer this season, and pretty much you could just count them out right now. I think they're done. Kansas City and Green Bay plays tonight. Like I said, I'll either put out a separate video just for this game, or it'll be part of the next week's podcast or around the NFL recap. Either way, you'll get it. I've more than likely put it out earlier, but I'm just letting you guys know what's going on with it. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter yet, it's at GmiasWorld. If you need fantasy football advice, at GmiasWorld, give me that follow. Let me know what you're there for. Let me know what your questions are, and we can talk about that. If you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, definitely check out my other podcasts and things like that. I'm syndicated all over the country and the world on iTunes and available on Android in the app, the podcast box. So, like I said, if you ever wanted to listen to something on the go, there's so many different podcasts that you can listen to. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed other content on my channel, and I'll see you guys either tomorrow or next week as far as NFL recaps go. Hopefully you guys enjoy your day. Until next time, one love.